JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today's the 20th of April 2021. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's afternoon session where we're gonna have a very quick look at the markets, a view the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our JFD Bank website, and specifically our JFD research page, which we also update on a daily basis, so you feel free to visit us here on jfdbank.com and click on the research tab right there on the top. So now then, jumping into the charts, the first one I want to pick up here is the German index DAX, and as you can see, we are drifting nicely to the downside here, going for that larger correction lower, and currently the index is resting not far from that 15,210 zone, the one that I've kept mentioning last week. Yeah, I mean, you can see that we're back to that area, and the big question here is, can we push further south? If we can, then of course the next target is this upside support line taken from the low of the 26th of February. We've managed today to drop below the 15,312 territory. That of course strengthened the bearish scenario, and yep, for now, because we have already moved quite decently here to the downside, now we're keeping an eye on this 15,210 territory. If that gets broken, then of course, yes, further declines towards this upside line, towards the 21-day EMA could be possible. If by any chance the index climbs back above the 15,312 territory today, well, we might be maybe due for another push higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, so here the index did decline yesterday, retraced, and if we take a look at the cash index right now, you can see that yes, the price is below yesterday's close, and most importantly, it's also below that psychological 34,000 mark, and we are currently sitting near the 33,924 zone, so not far from this upside line, but still there is some room to fill, I would say, before this upside line could get tested. Now, the reason I have this this arrow here drawn this way, that in a way, yes, we could see that larger correction to the downside. However, if the upside line provides good support again, then yep, another rebound here could be possible, and we could then target the all-time high, which is currently around the 34,257 zone, or even above that. So let's keep an eye on this one, and of course let's keep an eye on this upside line, because if this upside line gets broken, then a larger corrective move lower could be possible. Now jumping into NASDAQ 100, so yesterday drifted lower, did break this highlighted area, the one that I was talking about, this 13,880 territory, and yeah, I mean, we managed to recover and drive, and the index drove back above this area, above this hurdle, and stayed above this. Now, if we take a look at the cash index right now, we'll see that the price is sitting at around 13,864 mark, so slightly below this highlighted area, which means that this increases the chances to see a bit of a larger corrective move here to the downside, where we could aim for that 13,700 territory around here somewhere, or this 21-day EMA, so be very careful. Of course, slightly below that we do have this upside line taken from the low of the 5th of March, which also could provide decent support. And yeah, for now, I mean, let's put it this way: if it drifts lower here, it might test the 13,700 area or this 21-day EMA. But if it falls below the 21-day EMA, then we could see a move towards this upside support line. So keep your eyes on that one. If by any chance the index climbs back and stays above the 13,880 territory right here, then we're not maybe done yet with the upside. DXY, quick update, so pushing back up here. So this area, the 91.05, kind of is providing that support here. We did initially drop below it, but as you can see, the bulls are pushing the price back above it. And yeah, now let's see if this downside line will do the trick. I'm not saying that we could test it today, but if this daily candle today remains like this above this 91.05 territory, then we might see a bit of a corrective move here higher, and then all eyes are going to be on this downside line. If that gets broken and we see the price rising above the 91.81 territory right here, marked by the high of the 16th of April, yep, at the same time we would have the index placed above the 100-day EMA here shown as the green line, and then maybe more buyers could join in. UK oil here, which is Brent oil, and yeah, pushing nicely to the upside and climbing above this 66.53 territory. So yeah, I mean, everything's looking quite positive. I would say that we'll keep an eye on this level, of course, but what I'm actually keeping an eye on more here is the 65.46 territory right here, marked by the high of the 29th of March. And at the same time, I'm keeping an eye on this 21-day EMA, because even if we see a decline back here, then if this whole area does provide still support, another rebound and a push higher could be possible, guys. So for now, we're kind of cautiously aiming higher here, where the next target could be this 71.30 territory, approximately around here, marked near the highest point of March and also near the highest point of January of last year, guys. So keep your eyes on that one. Ethereum. Ethereum is very, very interesting here, because we a few times here already in the past kind of couple of days here, 3 days, we had a good break below the 21-day EMA, as you can see here, and yeah, but the daily candle failed to remain below the 21-day EMA. So the 21-day EMA is doing its job and it's providing good support. Can it continue doing that? Well, let's wait and see, but still I would prefer to see a push above the 2,200 territory right here. I would like to see the daily candle staying above it in order to get a little bit more excited maybe with the upside again. But if we're not really gonna get that, then well, a bit of a slide here down could be possible. So long story short, yes, there is still a chance for this one to continue correcting lower if the rate remains below that 2,200 level. If it climbs above it and stays above it, then we might consider a bit of a move higher. AUDCHF. So looking at this picture here, so we had another attempt to break above this barrier here, the 0.7144. You can see that we keep on flirting with that area. Now previously it acted as a good area of support and resistance as well. I mean, so now we're back to it, and you can see the significance of this barrier. So we're keeping an eye on it for now, and in order to go for the upside, we need that push above that hurdle. On the shorter time frame, you might see this as a potential little bullish flag here as well, but again, even so, we would still need that confirmation break above the 0.7144 territory in order to get a little bit more excited with the upside. And GBPUSD, very quickly on this. So GBPUSD is correcting a little bit lower today after a very nice, beautiful move higher on Monday. And now, if this is gonna stay something like this today, with let's say on the modest side, even if it is gonna decline lower, even if the next kind of few days we'll see a slight little decline here, Now, what's going to be interesting to see if we're not going to really form here a possible bullish flag here. Now, again, I do understand that I'm getting ahead of myself here, but just something for you to kind of keep in mind here. If it's not going to work out, then it's not going to work out. That's fine, but we always try to prepare ourselves for in either scenario here. And in this way, I mean, for the upside, we would still need to see a nice good pop-up of the 1.4010 territory approximately around here, and then yes, higher levels could be met where we could then target the highest point of February here near the 1.4243 zone. For the downside, well, I mean, looking at this picture, first of all, let's get rid of the this downside line here. Let me just grab this one. There we go. Because I'm gonna reuse this, and for the downside here, and let me just check something if this is gonna work out or not. Because no, that's probably not gonna really work out. So in a way, this is where what I'm gonna draw here is this tentative upside line here, taken from the low of the 25th of September of last year. So in a way, we can keep an eye on this one, and in a way, we could still stick to this hurdle, the one that the highlighted area, the one that I kept talking about, the 1.3671. Now, I do understand that we could be missing out here on a bit of territory. But if you want to be a little bit more on the safe side, what you can keep an eye on is the 21-day EMA. If we drop below this, below the 21-day EMA, then we might see maybe a larger correction towards this upside support line. Now, euro against the Turkish lira, something that you probably don't look at very often, but as I've mentioned before, I do like to look at these pairs sometimes because they do present some good kind of technical setups. And here for now at this moment we can see that the barrier here around the 9.77 territory, let me just clear up this, yep, around 9.77 mark, this barrier is still providing resistance. Now you can see we're knocking on the door here of that level. Of course, we did have a slight breakout here above that area today. However, as you can see, the bears kind of pushed the rate quickly back below it. So now we're keeping an eye on this level. And if we do see that daily candle staying above this hurdle, then yes, higher levels could be met. We could go even back to this highest point of March here near the 10.012 area, sorry, 10.02 area, approximately around here. Before that, of course, we do have this high, the high of the 30th of March at 9.92 territory. But yeah, let's see how this is going to play out. But at the moment, we're kind of leaning a little bit more towards the upside, especially if the daily candle today remains above this area. And finally, EURUSD. So pushing, well, actually pushed higher today, and now we're seeing a bit of a reversal here. So in a way, I will continue targeting the upside here in the near term, because we have this upside line. We have the rate kind of trading above all of the EMAs so far, so that's seen as a positive. We've managed to overcome this 1.1990 territory together with the psychological 120 zone, and in a way everything's kind of still leaning towards the upside, even though we are seeing this little decline here right now. And if we do see a continuation move higher, I would say still keep your eyes on this downside line taken from the high of the 6th of January, because so far, I mean, for now, I mean, not so far, but for now, this is my target, and that's what I'm aiming for, together with this with this 1.2113 level, which is the highest point of March. For the downside, we need to see a break of this upside line, and maybe also a drop below this little hurdle right here, near the 1.1943 territory. And if we get a drop below this, this might also place the rate below all of the, sorry, not all of the, but the 100-day EMA for sure, and maybe the 21-day EMA as well. But again, that's for in terms of the downside. Before we could start aiming lower, we need to see a break of that upside line. So guys, that's it for this session. This was a very quick overview of some of the instruments, some that we looked at this morning, some new ones as well. But I hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. I really appreciate your time. If you want to join me later on, not later on, but tomorrow morning, my Traders Espresso, 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful evening, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.